This is an Epiphone T-310. I bought this in 1991, Telecaster model, obviously. And it plays good, it sounds good. It has an older laminated body. The neck, if I remember correctly, is a 12-inch radius, which I like the feel of course, maple. But one problem I've had with it are the controls. It sounds great, it plays great, but then as soon as the controls started giving me trouble, I had to stop using it. And that happened a little bit after the warranty went out. The switch is the biggest problem though. It plays the bridge pickup, no trouble at all. But then when you switch over to both pickups, you might or you might not get the bridge pickup. Hear that noise? There it is. So switching over just to the bridge, comes and goes. Not playable. So I wanted to replace the two potentiometers and replace the switch. And I took the recommendation of another channel, which I'll place in the notes, and he uses Guitar Fetish. So I ordered the Guitar Fetish, which is a really good price, like 20 bucks, $22, something along that line. But one problem I had, and I found out the hard way, is that this guitar does not use standard parts. So you can't just buy anything you want to and put on here. It's a different size for the switches, different size for the plate, different size for the pick guard. So if you look at the switch, you'll see that the holes don't line up. They're not the same. And I took this apart, and the potentiometers are really small. These are a lot larger. So anyway, but they will fit into the cavity. But one problem I had is, of course, the switch doesn't fit, so I had to order another control plate. The problem is, most control plates are wider and longer than this one. So I needed one that this length, this width, with the holes lined up the same way, but then I needed a longer switch socket, and I needed the screws to be further apart. So I ordered another one from Guitar Fetish, and this is what they call vintage. And as you can see, it does match up. The holes are in the right place, the width is correct, the length is correct, and this hole for the switch is correct. So I'm going to replace these parts, and then we'll come back and hear how this thing sounds. But just one more quick test. Here's the neck pickup. Both. And then bridge. So I'll do the repair, and then we'll be back to compare. I'm back with my new hardware. Here's the old control plate. I went ahead and replaced the knobs while I was at it, since I was going to have to replace the control plate anyway. So now I have the vintage control plate that will fit modern or standard switches and potentiometers. And then it came with a new jack and everything. Usually I go by the old wiring and just wire it back in. But this one is so different that I wasn't able to use it as an example to wire the new one. Fortunately, guitarfetish.com does have the wiring diagrams on there. I only recommend doing this if you are familiar with soldering and if you're familiar with reading wiring diagrams. Now, they didn't have a schematic, but they had a wiring diagram that just showed the wiring in a photo, which is actually better in this case. But let's go ahead and hear it. So here is the neck pickup. And I have volume that works. And I have tone that works. It's a good taper on that tone, whereas before it was just mud or too bright. Really no in between. So here is the bridge and the neck. And then neck pickup. bit out of tune. But I can work with that. Let's see. There's our tone. And then volume. So if you're into volume swells, so here is the Epiphone T-310 with new potentiometers and a new switch. This is the 3 selector switch, and I went ahead and went back with the 250K pots from Guitar Fetish. I highly recommend it. I'll leave links in the notes so that you can make a purchase of any of these if you're interested in, and I do recommend getting these if you're upgrading an Epiphone T-310. Thanks.